Hello! So, yes, I'm looking crazy once again. I've done my eyebrows and I've primed my eyelids with the e.l.f. Camouflage Concealer and set it with Makeup Academy powder. I can't remember what it's called. But I thought today I'll start that series of album art inspired like eyeshadow slash makeup. It will just be eyeshadow, but I thought I'd start with State Champs Around the World and Back. I'll put a picture of it here, but you'll be able to see that it's just a black background with a gold logo on it, the State Champs logo. And I thought, let's start on something simple. So yeah, this is just going to be a series of me doing makeup based off album art. So if that's something you're interested in, please keep on watching. So I think for this video I'm going to use a mixture of these three palettes. So we've got the Morphe and Jeffree Star palette, the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, and the Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Star with Shane Dawson. And I know they're all Jeffree Star, so yikes. But let's just get on to it. So I'm starting out with the Conspiracy palette, and I'm going to take Tanacon to start with, and maybe a bit of Diet Root Beer as well. So just these top two transition shades, the browns. And I'm going to take that on just a random fluffy eBay brush. And yes, I have actually washed my brushes this time. How thoughtful of me. So I'm just going to use that as a transition shade. Oh, this brush hasn't dried. No. So it's going to go patchy. Oh, I actually quite like that though. I'm using quite a bit of this colour as well, because if we're going to be using black then we need it a bit bold. That's why I went for bolder brows today. I'm liking these. Finally found my Makeup Revolution eyebrow gel, so I'm happy about that. So now I'm just using the JS5 to blend those browns out, and because I've used a slightly wet brush before, it's more difficult to blend because it's just like packed it on in one area. I can always go back into the browns though and just try and blend it out with those and try and fix it. So I'm just going back in with those browns that have gone everywhere, just to go over the edges to blend it out a bit more. And I take it pretty much up to the brow bone just so you can see everything when I open my eyes. These shadows blend so nicely, like even though I went wrong and used a wet brush by accident, it still managed to just blend it out like really nicely. So I'm just going to use Diet Root Beer on its own just to go in here to darken this bit up, because I am going to do a half cut crease, I think, so we can put the gold on, so that way it just stands out a bit more once I've cut it. Now that I've done that brown in the crease, well just above the crease for me, I'm going to use the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in Porcelain, so shade 2. I'm going to put a bit of that on the back of my hand. Like, that's going to be too much I think, but there we go. And I'm using a Real Techniques concealer brush to just create like a half cut crease. I'm just going to plonk that on there. I would have used the e.l.f. concealer, but I don't actually know where I've just put it, so that's helpful. So I'm just putting it on the lid, and then I'm just going to look up and around, and it'll give you a guideline of where to draw your line. I've just used my finger to pat the edges out so that it blends into the rest, so we can put the black on. So now we've got that cut crease shape, I'm going to use the JS11, which is just a flat packing brush, and I'm using Frosting from the Androgyny palette, which is just this gold. I haven't used this in ages, I'm excited. So I'm just going to set that with that. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I hope you can see it because that light's a bit blinding. Oh, it's such a pretty gold. I love that. I forgot how much I liked that. Let me just turn the lighting down and then you can actually see. Look, that's such a pretty gold. She said it's all or nothing, all or nothing. So I'm back. I've done the gold on this side and this side. You can't really see. And I didn't have any sellotape, so I used plasters to get a straight edge. Which is why I look really weird. But it's quite genius. I'm quite a genius. So I think for black, I'm going to use the Fast Lane shade from the Morphe palette, which is black. Like, it's really pigmented. I'm just going to use it on that same Real Techniques brush. I forgot to tell you what it was. A base shadow brush that's had the brown on. So I'm literally dipping into this like once and knocking it off because, woo, are you ready? Look. I probably should have started with brown, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm actually going to go back in with brown first. So on another Real Techniques brush, I'm just going to use that same Diet Root Beer colour that we used earlier. And I'm going to just blend that into the gold at the end, because I forgot to do that. By the way, can I just point out, I'm not like a makeup artist or anything. I just thought this would be a fun little series for me to keep myself occupied during the lockdown that we're in, and hopefully somebody's interested. Maybe somebody's also interested in the same music, like emo and pop punk. I know I've just got Lorraine back onto emo music, so yes, Lorraine. So we might have a Mayday Parade inspired makeup look coming soon. Sorry if the lighting keeps changing. I'm messing about with the ring light so you can actually see what I'm doing. But I'm taking Fast Lane, the black, and I'm just gonna darken this. I love using black eyeshadow. I think it just really like deepens everything. Well, obviously, but it just intensifies the look. I am going to keep going back in here and blending the browns in as well, just so it's not too much black. Even though the album cover is like black, so that's okay. And do you know what? I'm actually going to try this black as well. It's called My Rides Here. I like how they always put blacks in the bottom right hand corner. What's all that about? Oh, I've got quite a lot of fallout. This looks like it's going to be pigmented. And I'm not even wrong, look at that. So now I've added My Rides Here. I'm going to blend it out with the JS5 again, just on the edge here. Just little circular motions, because we don't want to lose all that black. So I've just added a little bit of liquid eyeliner, and for that I've used the Asda, it's just the George eyeliner. The name's rubbed off, but it just looks like this. I don't think they sell it anymore. I feel like they've discontinued the George makeup range for some reason. But now I'm going to go with the JS9 brush, and I've just blended this eye out. So I'm just going to blend all the edges. And I have taken the black slightly up into the crease here, just so that cut crease stands out a little bit more. So I'm just going to blend all the edges with that, and this is just a really nice soft fluffy brush. Then I'm going to go in with the Fast Lane black again and just try and deepen at the very corner. So I'm just going to do like a couple of dabs like that. Now that we've got all that done, I'm going to remove the plasters and see what we've got. Oh, need to clean that up, but that's okay. So obviously all this needs cleaning up, but I'll do that before I do my foundation. So to intensify the gold, because obviously it's mainly black and gold, well, the album art is black and gold, so I'm going to use the Millions shade from the Morphe palette. Just look at that. Can't say no to that. And I'm using the brush that I used the other gold on, and it's the JS11, the flat one. But I'm going to spray it with Makeup Obsession So Dope setting spray, just so that we hopefully get it really gold. So on my wet brush, I'm going to use that. Ooh, sparkly. Why do I feel like that's not doing anything? I feel like that's not really doing much. So the brush didn't seem to be doing much, so I'm going to use my finger instead. Look at that. And I'm just going to pop that on. I feel like you probably have to drag it on, but that is pretty. So I've added that gold, but it's just like clung to one patch. Oh well. So I'm going to pop some mascara on and some lashes, and I'm going to do my full face, and then I'll come back when we've done the final look. And I'll come back and we'll do the under eyes. So I'm back and I've done the rest of my makeup. So I've put some lashes on, done all my base and everything. And for lips, I've used the Barry M chocolate lip liner for the first time. Obsessed, look at that. And chauffeur lipstick as per usual. So for the under eyes, I'm just going to take this shading brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to go back in with Tanacon, so the light brown I used in the crease. I'm just going to run that under my eyes. I'll zoom in actually. Yeah, I'm just going to run that under. So now that I've got that under the eyes, I'm going to take, on the same brush, the My Rides Here black, only a little bit at the very corners just to join it to the black at the end. Yeah, I like that. And again on this side. Yeah, and I really like the way that looks. So for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Winter Highlighter palette, because there's a goldish shade in here. Yeah, it's called Northern Lights, so just this goldy highlight. Can you even see that? I can't get the lighting right again, shock horror. But I'm just using that on a Morphe little rounded fluffy brush. So let's pop that on the inner corners. Yes, I like that. Oh, for my eyes, I did end up going in with a Primark face glue. Oh, I've got to sleep. I did end up going in with a Primark face glue, just to help that gold stick a bit more, because it just wouldn't. But I really like the way it's turned out. And I'm putting a bit of that on the brow bone as well. I feel like I'm going on a night out. How sad. I'm literally not though, because COVID. I'm going to put a bit on the nose as well, why not? And I have already put highlight on, but I feel like I need a bit more. So I'm going to put a bit of Northern Lights on my cheekbones as well. Yes, look at that. So that is the final look, inspired by State Champ's Around the World and Back album. So it's just black and gold. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and I will be doing more videos like this if anybody's interested. I'll probably show you what this looks like with natural lighting, because I just can't get the ring light right. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye! I just thought I'd show you a little clip in natural light as well, because you can just see all the makeup so much better. I really like the way it turned out. The only thing is that gold Morphe shade that I put on top, Millions, it's cracked quite a bit. So I don't know what I'd use next time to sort that out. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you this little clip of it in natural light, and I hope you enjoyed. I feel like I forgot to even talk about the album properly in my video. I don't know if anybody cares, but it's a really good album. Set Champs are amazing. So if you're into pop punk, go listen to them, because they're so good. Like, they're just so good. But yeah, I'll stop rambling now.